Okay, so years ago, I competed in a tournament in Vernon, BC called the Evolution Tournament. And it was being held the day after the 2004 North American ADCC trials. And it was a super weird event. Both the ADCC trials and the Evolution Tournament were very strange because they were in this like high school gymnasium out in Vernon, which is a tiny town out in the Okanagan in BC. And guys like Jeff Glover and Dave Terrell and you name it were flying in with the idea that Vernon was like close to Vancouver when it's like I don't know, 6 or 7 hours from here, So anyway, and then some of them were hanging around to compete again the next day, and I had heard about it, and so I entered this tournament hoping to fight some of the the big names in jiu-jitsu, and I had 3 matches, and I want to go over them with you. And we'll talk about the rules and what happened and what I was doing and the strategy and all that stuff. Here we go. So like I said, it was called the Evolution Tournament. It was back in September 2004. My first match was against this guy from Calgary. I think his name was Brad something. His nickname was, I think, the Bone Saw. I don't know. I was kind of in a bad mood going into this because my ride there had been to Vernon had not been so much fun, and I got, my living arrangement was kind of weird and stuff, and I'd been cutting weight, so I was in kind of a foul mood. But anyway, I double-legged the guy, I'm in his guard, and I'm pretty sure I don't get points for that, because in the first 5 minutes or something, you don't get points. I think the rules back in 2004, in the last 20 years, ADCC rules had changed, and frankly, I don't think the referee, this guy, you can see him in the background, his name's Elliot Marshall, he's a UFC fighter. I think he fought the day before. I don't think he knew the rules all that well either, because some really weird stuff had happened. And as you can see, I'm not even wearing a rash guard. The shorts I'm wearing are like Hawaiian board shorts. They're not even designed for grappling. They have like a pocket in the back for keeping your board wax or whatever, Anyway, whatever. I'm passing his guard. He's trying to put a Kimura on me. And I'm thinking I'm going to turn this into an arm lock, which I do in a minute, I think. Now, let's see. I don't know who's shooting the footage in this one. Doesn't matter. See, he had me in a Kimura. I'm stepping over. I'm thinking of putting him in an arm lock. But, he's kind of scrambly or weaselly or whatever, so he gets out of it. Now I'm thinking of putting him in a triangle. Now I'm putting him in a belly-down arm lock. He jumps over. Now I'm like, the hell with that. Putting him in my half guard, putting him in a Kimura, and I use that to sweep him to go back on top. Bear in mind, back here I was a purple belt, and I was training like 5 hours a day. I was going to lunch class, and then I was going back at like 5 and staying there till like 9, 10 p.m. every night, so my jiu-jitsu wasn't... back then, my jiu-jitsu was pretty classic, you know what I mean? It was double leg, takedown, guard pass, mount, cross choke, armbar. Off your back, it's full guard, triangle, armbar, Kimura, omoplata, And here I've passed his guard, I have side control, I'm holding him down, and just looking for an opportunity, maybe a Kimura here, But back here, I didn't have like an offensive half guard. Here I'm going for another rotational arm lock. I didn't know what deep half guard was. I'd never heard of berimbolo. I was just, doing, like I said, fairly classical jiu-jitsu. Anyway, he's on top again. I'm still in my guard. I'm still looking for submissions. I think I'm going for an omoplata here. Don't know if it's the best way to go omoplata, but I reach over and grab his arm. As you can see, I used to do that quite a bit when I was a purple belt because I have like long arms. And I can use that to come up on top of him in a second here. Oh, no, back take, then I come up on top. Nice. I've got a mount, The thing is, like, in a no-gi, no-striking situation, mount is almost better for the guy on the bottom, because he can buck you up and attack with footlocks and stuff. And the guy on top, and what do you got? Armbar, Americana, maybe an Ezekiel, But that wasn't crossing my mind back here. Back here, I thought, mount is awesome. Like, mount is the cat's meow. Anyway, I think I'm looking maybe for an Ezekiel here. He's trying to get back to his guard. I'm surprised here I didn't do a back spinning knee bar. I used to do back spinning knee bars in everybody back when I was like blue and purple belt, and they put me in their half guard. If I was in your half guard, man, back spinning knee bar, that's what I was going to do, But, looks like I'm just trying to pass here, and that cat Elliot, the referee's just watching, Like I said, this was a weird event. Like, they didn't have points on display, the time... Here I'm doing the Josh Barnett thing. Look, I'm pulling his leg here. I guess I could call that a toe hold, even though it's not. You pull up on his toes and screw up his knee, But like I said to this event, The points weren't displayed. The time limit wasn't displayed. There'd been no rules meeting. We were in this little high school gymnasium in Vernon, and like the day before, it was all the top guys fighting each other, you know, in this high school gymnasium. And they were all pissed off too because they'd had to fly up from God knows where and then take a 7-hour bus ride into the who knows where and stuff. And it's a weird event. Anyway, here I'm trying to pass his guard, and he's trying to not get his guard passed, I guess. I don't know. Beats me. Here I'm passing it again. And I think at this point I was thinking I'm going to let him get his knee back in. I'm going to fall back for a footlock. I think. Here's his leg. You know? Sometimes I let people get... Here it is. Sometimes I still, but I used to as well. I let people get a bit of a thing going on so they make an opportunity, you know? When you're side control on them, they're feeding their leg back in, it's a prime opportunity for a footlock or a reverse heel hook, you know? Here I'm doing just an ankle lock. He taps, you know? So, anyway. Here I am thanking everybody, you know? So polite, you know? Look at all the bowing we're doing. Whatever. Anyway, there's the first match. Won by footlock. This is the second match. This is against Ragin' Cajun. He later became a UFC fighter, but this is back before he was like, he was like 17 years old here. So, you know, if you're going to fight a UFC fighter, try and do it when they're still a kid. It's a lot easier then. But he's like all scrambling, moving around and stuff, and I'm thinking, if I shoot in this guy, he's just going to sprawl, and I'm going to deal with all kinds of him jumping around like Spider-Man and stuff. And they told us that for the first little while there's no points, so I was just trying to bait a shot. I'll like let him get a takedown, he doesnn't get any points for it, and he's in my closed guard, you know? And so I'm trying to stand, I don't know if I'm doing it very well, but I'm trying to stand, so there he is. I don't know, I guess that is still kind of a guard pull. But anyway, I was trying to like bait him shooting in, because I knew if I pulled, it'd be -1, but if he shot in and took me down, it wouldn't be worth anything, and then he's in my closed guard where I have some kind of purchase on this scrambly dude jumping all over, you know? Anyway, I've got one butterfly hook there, one overhook, you know, and I want to turn this into a butterfly sweep or an elevator sweep, but because his arms are to the outside of my body, his base is too wide, you know, so it's kind of hard turning him over, you know. And, you know, frankly, I just didn't... This was another one where I was pretty confident I was going to win. I just didn't want to hurt the guy, you know, because it doesn't look good to hurt kids. You know, no one ever says, I'm glad you hurt that kid, you know? No, that doesn't get said very much. But here what he's doing is what a lot of MMA fighters do, where they pin your biceps and they bury their face in your chest. It doesn't really give them, you know, they're not going to pass, but it's a hell of a, like he's squeezing my body there, he's holding on. What do I got? Triangle, no. Arm lock, no. Omoplata, not really. You know what I mean? Under IBJJF rules, this would be stalling, maybe, but this is maybe ADCC rules, and the referee, I don't even think, knows them. And is there stalling? I don't know. Here I'm trying to turn him over. Anyway, at this point I kind of get, I don't want to say bored, but I let him pass my half guard and I lock up a Kimura and then I turn him over. And then now it's arm lock time, you know? Because I got a little bit, you know, I don't know. I just kind of annoyed that he was like in my guard, just kind of holding me down and I couldn't really get much on him, you know? So, you know, you got to do what you got to do to win the match, you know what I mean? And anyway, I let him pass to my half guard where things opened up a little bit, snatched a Kimura, turned him over, sat back to an arm lock, you know, and call it a day. This is match number 3. This guy was on the Canadian wrestling team, Colin something or other. And I saw him like suplex a dude earlier in the day, Nick Ring. He put him like right over and put him down in his head, and I was like, screw that. It's not suplexing me. So I pulled guard, and I knew that it was -1 point, and now he's like palm striking me. He's like blasting me with palm strikes because someone had told him that the rules, it was just like MMA but with no closed fist strikes, so he thought that doing this was okay. And as you can see, I had a bit of a stinger because of that, you know, like suddenly my neck got a bit of a pinch or whatever. So the referee gave me a couple seconds to kind of get my act together. But anyway, I remember I said to the ref, like, what the f*** is that? And the referee was like, no swearing, you know, and I was like, how about no palm strikes, you know? But anyway, here he's pinning my ankles, and he's doesn't want to get in my guard, you know? And like I said earlier, my guard is... I was pretty good at closed guard. My guard was kind of hard to pass, kind of. You know, triangle, omoplata, armbar, cross choke if the kimono's there, you know? Here I'm looking to maybe guillotine the guy, you know? But, see? But he's not, you know? Not a lot of submission opportunities there, you know what I mean? Realistically, I probably should have been pursuing that arm drag, you know? But I was a purple belt back then. I was pretty fit, but... and here I'm talking to the referee about something. I don't know. That's another big no-no in tournaments. You shouldn't be... Competitors shouldn't talk to the ref, but I didn't, you know... I didn't know back then, and I don't think even the referee knew back then. Look, the guy's running from my guard or whatever, and I don't want to stand up with a dude, because you don't... You know, I'm not going to out-wrestle a guy that's on the Canadian wrestling team. You know what I mean? So I knew that if I was going to put this guy away, it would have to be off my back. And then look at this. The referee stands us up. Like we're not being active enough or something. Like it's a UFC fight. Pretty sure that's not part of ADCC rules, is the referee stands you up. And it's kind of good for the wrestler if it's like, if pulling guard is -1 point, and if nothing's happening, the referee stands you up. Puts me kind of in a bad spot as the jiu-jitsu guy, doesn't it? You know? Call me bonkers. Anyway, he's trying to get around my guard. He's still in my half guard. And here he's not really choking me. He's just cranking the hell out of my neck. He's trying to like bend my face down and make me smell my belly button or whatever. And I think in ADCC, neck cranks used to be illegal. I was watching a thing about ADC rules the other day now, and I think they're legal now, but I think back in the day they were illegal because, you know, people getting their neck broken is not... Because if there's like $100 grand on the line, people don't want to tap. And not that there was $100 grand for this one, but you know, in the big ADCC events, there was like a lot of money on the table. And if you discourage someone from tapping to a neck crank, you know, now you get a quadriplegic dude on your case, you know, that's not good. But anyway, back here, I was pretty sure that neck cranks were illegal, and this guy here was cranking the piss out of my neck. Like I said, he was trying to bend my head down and put my nose into my sternum, you know, and he was a strong dude with good base too. So that was a bit of a challenge, you know. Maybe that's what I was asking the ref about. I don't know. Am I talking to him now? I don't think I am. Anyway, from here I didn't really have an offensive half guard. I mean, now I've got a bit of a deep half guard, some other stuff. That's what I would do sometimes from half guards. I'd swing up and try and catch a knee bar on the other side, but my half guard was not, you know, not super offensive, except for a few moves here and there. And here he's kind of gotten around my legs a little bit, but, and again, he's cranking the piss out of my neck, you know. Yeah. Here I'm getting back to my half guard again. He's trying to deal with my guard situation. I don't know what the referee's telling us to do. We're both doing something. We're certainly not stalling. You know? It's weird when you have a mixed martial arts fighter refereeing a... Look, I'm putting my hand in his face because I'm trying to get him to, you know, attack my guard so I can maybe catch him with something, you know? But like I said, it's weird to have a mixed martial arts fighter refereeing a, I was going to say a jiu-jitsu event, but this wasn't even really, this was a submission wrestling event, you know? Submission grappling event. Maybe the referee's confusing this with mixed martial arts where you stand guys up when it's not active enough. This is a grappling tournament. What are you standing us up for? Are we going to do a flying knee? You know, and look at this. Guy's still cranking the piss out of my neck, you know? I don't know if he knew really that many. He knew how to defend them, but I don't know what his submission arsenal was like. And here I'm talking to the referee. He's cranking my neck. Isn't that illegal? You know? And the referee's like, I don't know. Where are we? You know? Anyway, whatever. He's doing his best. I'm doing my best. I guess the same can be said of the referee. I don't know. Generally, if I'm doing a match with different rules, I study those rules, but here I'm looking for arm drags and triangles, and look at this. I think this is where I slide along the mat. My back was like so sweaty, and we didn't have anything, you know. I'm trying to look for an omoplata here. Like I said, I was so sweaty, and the mats were so smooth that I was like sliding along them and stuff, you know. Anyway, I have no idea what the score is right now. I don't think the referee knows either. It wasn't displayed. The time wasn't displayed. Bonkers. It's a lot easier to win when you know. Imagine playing a hockey game and you don't know how much time is left. You don't know what the score is. Or any game, really, you know? Insane. He's trying to backspin around my guard. Oh, what's going on here? He's around my legs a little bit there. Maybe he gets points for that. I don't know. I don't know who's shooting. I don't know who's shooting this footage, but Yep. Trying to get back to my guard. Trying to go for a guillotine. Is that it? Oh no, I think now there's like an overtime or something. Like maybe the score is tied, even though I was pulling guard. I don't know, maybe the referee was penalizing him for backing away from my guard or something. Somehow the score is tied. Even though the guy was palm striking me and neck cranking me, I was swearing and talking to the referee, so I don't know what's going on. I don't think any of us know what's going on, frankly. You know? Bonkers. It's overtime now. And again, I don't want to get suplexed, and this cat had suplexed a dude right in his head earlier that day. And I was like, forget that, man. You know? And I think he's asking the referee now, can he do that? Can he pull guard? Doesn't he have to stand up with me? The referee's like, just get to it. Let's get this mixed martial arts fight going. And I'm like, this is not a mixed martial arts fight. I'm looking for a guillotine there. The referee's telling him to attack my guard, which is correct. It's a grappling tournament. Let's grapple, you know? I'm trying to put him in my guard or get something going on. You know? Oh, gets around my legs there for a second. You know? Maybe a couple seconds. He's trying to do maybe a north-south choke here? I don't know. I just remember when I was wrestling with this cat, my head was just getting constantly like, my nose was getting put in my sternum quite a bit. You know what I mean? But everyone does what they're trained to do, you know? I think this guy went on to have some mixed martial arts fight himself. I have no idea. Yep. Anyway, then from here, I'm looking for, pin his wrist and chase a triangle, or sit up and get a kimura, or, but he's certainly not giving me the armbar opportunity here, or a triangle with one arm in. He's not putting his hand on the mat for a kimura or omoplata, And I can't get a position to chase a guillotine. So I'm trying to, get a little scrambly to give myself some submission opportunities here, but it's just not working out, And when he's here, when he's in my guard, he's not so much even trying to pass as he is just avoiding getting submitted, And look, I slid along the mat there, like a fish in a boat or something. I don't know. That's a terrible analogy. Here I'm putting him in a triangle choke, and I know that the match is running out. I don't think I know much time is left, but I know. This is my last kick at the can, so to speak. You know what I mean? There's a guy back there telling him how to avoid getting triangled. Yep, strong dude. I was a pretty fit fellow myself back then. I'm still, look at this. Triangle, he powers his way out of it. Damn, that was my opportunity, Yep. I'm still trying to arm drag him or something. He's just trying to get around my guard. Yeah, my guard was pretty good back then. My wrestling, not so much. Anyway, everyone did their best, But like I said, man, when the referee's standing you up and he's deducting points for guard pulling,